How's it going out there, YouTube? My name is Jesse, and I'm the curator for the Golden Age. And we are back for another episode of
Lost Heroes of the Golden Age.
Yeah, what the voice just said. And this time, we are going to be reviewing
Magno the... Wait, we already did this one.
Yeah, we did the one from Ace. This is the one from Quality Comics.
So these are not the same person?
No, they're not the same person.
Okay. What is his tagline?
His tagline is The Miracle Man.
Seriously?
Yeah, but he only had that tagline for his first appearance. They didn't have it on any of the other ones.
So, The Miracle Man.
Yes, The Miracle Man. Okay.
Magno the Miracle Man. That is completely ridiculous.
Yeah, it is ridiculous considering his powers. That's right. We're going to be going over Magno the Miracle Man, and I am joined by Marvin, the paranoid android, and props to whoever can figure out what series he's from. I obviously know. So, let's go ahead and cover the first appearance, and then we'll talk about this hero a little bit. This actually shouldn't be a very long video. He only had a few appearances and was regulated mainly to the back of the issues that he starred in. So, let's go over the first appearance of Magno the Miracle Man. Magno the Miracle Man. Only credited with that in his first appearance. Tom Dalton first appeared in Smash Comics number 13 in 1940. The original publisher was Quality Comics, created by Paul Gustafson. Now, I've mentioned Paul Gustafson before in some of my other videos. He only appeared for just a few issues. Smash Comics number 13 to 21 never had a cover appearance. And except for his second appearance, he was regulated largely in the back of the comics. I think we only see him use his other identity, Tom, for a few issues, and then he's just the Magno the whole time. Magno the Miracle Man. I'm not quite enthused with how this is worded. You can read along with me. Known to his fellow workers as Plain Tom Dalton, a lineman, but secretly fighting all crime and evil is Magno, a fabulous figure. His amazing powers are the result of having been electrocuted by 10,000 DC volts, then being shocked back to life by an equal current of AC volts. I don't even know how that begins to work. I'm pretty sure if you're shocked by 10,000 volts of anything, you're dead. And a reverse current's not going to bring you back. But that is his origin story. Okay, so let's get into this. In the first scene, we see this, what looks like a luxury liner. And Tom is talking with, I'm guessing, his foreman. He views the ship with this amazing telescopic vision that I don't think we ever mention again. He fakes that he is tired, jumps into the water, and we find out that his next power is he can turn himself into a powerful electrical magnet by putting his arms forward and then, I guess, making a fist, and that completes the circuit, and it draws him to the ship. He finds out that the ship is being hijacked and knocks out the first person and knocks out by himself. He gets thrown into the hold with the other people who are on the ship so we can have a little bit of exposition. Then we see himself get free and start to battle the other people who hijacked the ship and set the other sailors free, and then says, hey, be careful, they have guns, which it would make more sense for Magno to fight them because he's essentially bulletproof. But no, he says, be careful, they have guns. Now I'm going to go do something else. He tries to stop a radio transmission, which apparently goes to a sub. And since they feel that the mission is a no-go, they shoot a missile at the ship. Magno dives into the water and is able to redirect the missile using his electromagnetic powers. He draws the missile back to the ship, it blows up, and then he goes back to, I'm guessing, the foreman, acting like nothing ever happened. And yes, that is it. 4 pages. This is kind of a staple of quality comics. They have shorter pages, but there's a lot of panels. In the very last panel itself, there are 12 panels on one page. So they optimize their story spaces by less pages but more story. So in another comic book, this would actually be more than 4, but in this one, it's 4 pages. Okay, well, that's his first appearance. So let's go ahead and just briefly go over him and let people know that this Magno from Quality is not the same Magno from Ace periodicals. I've looked up a lot of articles that say that they are the same person. They are not the same person. Their appearances are different, their costumes are different, their powers are different. They are not the same person. I found many things, especially a Wikipedia article who swears up and down that these are the same people. They're not the same people. They are 2 different characters. In fact, the original Magno from Ace periodicals slipped into the public domain after the comic book was run. This Magno from Quality Comics was actually bought by DC, and they never used him or renewed the rights, so he slipped into the public domain after being purchased by DC. 2 different characters. So let's review his powers, my personal opinion on what I think about him, and we'll be done with this video. Now, from what I'm able to get from his powers is he can extend his hands out in front of him, and by clenching his fists, he can generate an electromagnetic pulse to attract things to him or attract the direction of things like he did with the torpedo in his first appearance. He is essentially bulletproof. People are firing bullets of him, but they get blocked by I guess it's a magnetic shield or kind of like a force field that bounces off. Well, it kind of just stops in midair. He's got this field that he generates that's allowing him to stop bullets. He has a sort of like a telescopic vision that we mentioned once. And when he punches people, he likes to generate electricity while punching. I don't believe that he has super strength or can fly. I think he can fly based on the fact that he can attract himself to other objects using his electromagnetic force. But flying himself, I don't believe so. Now, on a couple of powers and ability things that I found on him, they say that he needs to recharge his energy. I don't believe that I saw that. I flipped through all of his appearances. I might have missed it, but I don't remember seeing it. Now, as for how I feel about this guy, he's vanilla. It's just cut and dry. Situation, punch people, finish the day. The storylines don't vary too much. He stops the sabotage. He gets somebody freed from prison who was wrongly convicted of murder. He beats a guy that's genetically altering people with a raise. Yeah, these were all done with from 4 pages of each story. And he was never mentioned as the Miracle Man again. And I do believe I mentioned that in the opener. Now, I do want to go ahead and cut him some slack. This was 1940, literally 1940. So stuff like what he was doing wasn't really done yet. I mean, in the subsequent years, the stories that I see him going through are done all over the place. That's why this feels very vanilla to me. But he's not all that compelling. There are better heroes with more compelling storylines, even in the very same comic book, Smash Comics, that he's in, which might be the reason why DC never did use him. He is in the public domain now, and based on his powers, even compared to today's heroes, I don't see any reason that anybody would resurrect him. I don't believe that I saw him in Project Superpowers, and that's Magno. I still honestly hold firm to believe that if you're shot by 10,000 volts of direct current, you're dead. It doesn't matter. You can shock him with 20,000 volts of reverse current. You're dead. Okay. And as I said, Quality like to optimize space by having more panels per page than more pages of stories. That was something that Quality did. That's why they were able to fit so many heroes into one comic book, because of their optimizing space. Optimizing space, which is actually very clever. Okay, so that is Magno. Vanilla, in my opinion, but there he is for the Lost Heroes. I guess this is why he didn't last for very long. He was very vanilla. I mean, he didn't do anything differently than anybody else at the time. I mean, the powers may have been different, but there wasn't just enough of him to keep him going. I mean, if you're going to be a carbon copy of everything else that's out there with slightly different powers and not very intriguing storylines, you're not going to last for very long. So, that is Magno, and stay tuned for our next
Lost Heroes of the Golden Age.
Yes, the next issue of the Lost Heroes of the Golden Age.